Hello, wanderers of the internet. It's PaleoJohnathan, and welcome to the new update. Let's go! Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, it's big update day, and I still don't have the DLC. I'll have it later. Don't worry. Anyways, today, I'm going through a quick list of exploits, and I checked these before and after the patch, and a couple of them are actually big new things. But mostly this is which I have those first. For those of you who already know a lot of this stuff. But this is all tricks, ideas, glitches, just generally cool stuff that I used in a lot of my parks. And so I'm just gonna get right into it, basically. First of all, so they added flattened maps, and you might think, so I use that flattened map, and on Nublar 2015, there's no monorail entrance. So you no longer need to have a monorail entrance on Nublar 2015. You can just do it on flat. However, also you can always, if you don't flatten it and you do have the monorail, you can have two arrival points, which allows you to have like two sections of your park that are disconnected from each other. So another major thing in the new update is that you can now blend every brush type, which is crazy. So in previous updates, if you like tried to blend two different types of rock, it would end up like this with like a border in between them. Nowadays, you can do it fairly seamlessly. And over here, you can see like I mixed together like all of them, and you can do that very loosely. And I feel like I'm gonna spend far more time on my exhibits because of that. And that one dude who made like the Ian Malcolm painting, you could make like any painting you wanted now. There's nothing stopping you because you can like, yeah, as long as it's in like brownish, blackish tones. Anyways, next thing up, a lot of you will know these, is that you can use rocks and decorations as fences, but one of my favorites that I've been doing since the first game is you can use the Jurassic Park style hotels. And basically, since they don't have that like concrete walkway around them, dinosaurs can't get through. So, in addition to the fact that they give visibility and guests sit up there, it makes a really cool viewing gallery, in my opinion. Um, so here you can see another example of like the new blended not terrain brushes, and it looks very cool in my opinion. Next thing, so you can have multiple stations on a tour, and while you can't make linear tours, sadly, what you can do is have way more than 10 cars on a single tour if you use multiple. You can also space them out depending on how far away each tour is. Next up, you can get dinosaurs in the aviary. This is a big one. And these are the only 3 dinosaurs that I've managed to get into it. And they might not all work, so, because it's a little hit or miss. But basically, you just release dinosaurs facing towards the aviary, and the ones that make a real run for it just run straight through the wall. So far, I've managed to get Gallimimus, Struthiomimus, and one time managed to get a Ceratosaurus in. By the way, you can see the new Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodons landing on the rocks, which they're very cool. By the way, a whole lot of different new things are sprinkled around. Obviously, the mesh fence. One of my favorite things is that you can. So now they'll land on the rocks, but in the past you could make like little houses and they would land inside of them more often than not. You still can, but it's less relevant now. But yeah, that's fairly neato. Here, let's see if we can get Struthiomimus in. I bet you we can do it. Are you gonna go for it? Yeah! Cool. Nice. Okay, and then let's see if Ceratosaurus goes in. Oh, that Struthiomimus is freaking out. Let's see, is he gonna go through? Yeah! There we go. So yeah, you can get those 3 dinosaur species inside of aviaries, and feeding works as normal. You're in fact able, because pterosaurs can eat from them, you can actually put goat feeders in here. So you have everything covered for all the dinosaurs you can put in there. So, next up, so many people have shown off that you can dig down near lagoons to get this like cool wall look. You can also clip stuff inside of it, such as walls. and even decorations. So you can see that one is in there. And in fact, there's one that is entirely hidden inside right there. So there's no reason to use that, but it's just a little nugget of information about the game. One of my favorite things that I came up with was putting viewing platforms right next to them. And they work as basically just a way to spice up your viewing galleries instead of just viewing the same thing over and over again. Next up is, first of all, the concept of Lagoon Islands. This is possibly what many would consider my claim to fame. And so you can have lagoons on those islands even. And you could even have them, like, elevated on it and have, like, a tiered wall thing. But I think I just went with this, and I think that looks plenty cool on its own. Look at that. It's like a canal. And anyways, last but not least, this specifically I think is what made my channel so popular, was this idea right here. Basically, you just put an aviary on one of these islands, and then you turn on dinosaur escapes to high, turn comfort on, and then you make sure that your pterosaurs are uncomfortable, and they will get to escape it, I believe. Here, so let's wait on the Dimorphodons to do that fairly quickly. Come on. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, so they're starting to do that. In the meantime, we can just watch these dinosaurs. Yeah, they work perfectly fine in the aviary, which is really the coolest part to me, is that they work 100% well. I mentioned this in my first video, but I really hope that if they do add Cenozoic stuff, that they use like the aviary system for biodomes. Oh, there we have it. So we now have Dimorphodons that have escaped. So then once they all leave the aviary, which they should do any moment now. By the way, you can see the breakout for the mesh aviaries right there. Looks like that. If we just wait for that one to leave right there. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, hold on. I'll get rid of these first. Oops. Come on. Fly out. I believe in you. You can do it. No. Oh, boy. Well, yeah, he's refusing to get out, but you get the idea. You could delete the aviary, and then you could have free-roaming pterosaurs. Now, there's not much water around these, so yeah, the Dimorphodons can just fly out. But you'd want a couple more around it anyways. I just had to make sure to fit all the stuff onto here. So yeah, that's basically all of the exploits that I know in the game, or at least the ones that were major enough for me to mention them. I think that those could definitely be helpful if you're building your own park, so hopefully I gave you some inspiration or taught you something you didn't know about the game before. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye!